Hello everyone. Sorry that took so long. We're back with more Powerwash Simulator for some chill
I'm I'm
discussion.
up here polishing off my rooster. Just giving my rooster a wipe.
Do you
Give
do,
giving my hen a shine.
do
Giving a spit rub to my cockerel. What are you doing?
how long were you waiting to do that?
2.5 minutes.
I see. Well, yep. Welcome back to more Powerwash Simulator. Everyone seems to enjoy it. We definitely enjoy it. It's chill and oddly satisfying. And so it's good to just just talk shit while I was playing.
That's all I talk. What are you on about?
Well, I mean, you're not wrong.
I talk the maddest of shit. Not really. I just like to call him stinky names like Stinky.
But anyway, I hope everyone is having a good evening. And today is actually Sev's birthday.
That sometimes I
And you were kind of quiet there.
but the message got across, right?
I think so.
Better, or I'll have to cry a little bit.
Do it. You won't.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Anyway, how's your day been so far?
Mine?
Yep.
Pretty normal ass day, to be honest. Not much has happened. Most of the birthday stuff is aimed to happen next Saturday because no one can really come down to visit me on it.
Nah, well,
Yeah, it's a bank holiday Monday, so I guess people are busy.
perhaps so. But
But I've got next Saturday.
yeah, I hope your birthday was alright.
My friends remembered it.
It's always
Most of
good.
it. Yeah, that never happens.
Wow. But anyway, we need a topic.
Quite simply, I'm just gonna go with an asshole simple descript. Talk about a game you like.
A game I like.
Yeah, a game you like this might not be on a public radar.
A game. Okay, so my favorite game is Outer Wilds. I really
Have
love Outer Wilds.
you considered playing that on stream?
Hmm?
Have you considered playing that on stream, or is it one of those once you've played it once, the experience just isn't the same anymore?
It really is. Once you've done it, you can't really capture that same feeling. Um, it's JW.
Hi JW. I've aged today, JW. How are you doing?
It's nice to see you, JW.
Yeah.
Hope you've been well.
We were just about to talk about games that we like that on exact that I've put on the yeah, I'm honestly surprised I did live another year. I was expecting to be dead by like 21 for some reason.
Don't
But
don't
you know,
don't
that's just
think like that.
when you're. That's just one of those things. Like when you're young, it's like as like relating to like it's like my mother is like all those things you're like shown on like TV and taught as a kid can kill you. You're like anticipate like, oh no, that's so common. I'm gonna die to a snake bite. And I was like, I live in the UK. Like, like you know, it's like that. It's like that meme of like when you in the third grade being told that the sun is gonna blow up in a million years, and it puts the fear of God in you, despite the fact that you're not gonna see it. But you're like, no, no, we're gonna blow up. Like, you know, I was expecting like, oh yeah, random car crash, snake bite, a black widow spider to be transported through a bunch of bananas to me, and like they're like, this is common. You need to check every single one. And I was like, but what if I forget? I'll die. And then it's like I'm sitting here at 24 now, and just like, yeah, yeah, no, you know, that happened. It's weird, you know, like why do they teach you all this stuff?
Existential dread.
Yeah, it is. It's just like as a kid, it's like, wow, I should be learning numeracy, mathematics, and how to, you know, spell my name correctly. Instead, they taught me how to screw up my handwriting in handwriting eternal, if forever.
I
And
have bad handwriting.
I am I am technically I was in college for 7 years because my handwriting was so bad there was no like grading system. Like they use machines to like grade your work, and my handwriting was so ineligible it couldn't grade me.
Damn.
It it took them 4 years to figure out that maybe we should give this kid with incredibly terrible handwriting a computer. So I went from like the lowest marks to immediately having the highest score just through use of a computer.
Yeah, if that's not
It's
a
like,
message, then I don't know what is.
yeah, no, I could have progressed so much further in my academic studies if they just fucking gave me a computer. But you know, being held back that far made me friends, so I guess there's something to it. I guess.
Perhaps.
But yeah, back to games that we like. Because you were talking about Outer Wilds.
Yes, Outer Wilds. So, I fucking love that game, honestly. It's so good. Um, I
What's it
probably will.
about?
Hmm?
What's it about? Tell me, what's it about?
See, that's the thing. You can't really talk about it, otherwise it ruins it.
I don't
Um,
care.
it's about space exploration. Uh,
Star Fox.
don't spoil a good rune game. Yeah, I will. I'm not gonna talk about the story. It's just it's a fucking amazing game about space exploration and discovering the past of your solar system.
It's a Wayfarer system.
Like I will 100% play it on stream. It's just not. It's once you played it, you can do it in 5 minutes. Really, nothing is
It's one of those.
locked.
It's one of those turn around and there's the ending. It's like, oh, you should have turned around, fucker.
Not really. It's nothing is locked behind progression. Everything is open.
trying to remember what the name of the game was, but there was actually a game that's like your like girlfriend gets kidnapped by a cult, and you can open the game and just turn around, get then and the main character's like, well, there's plenty more fish in the sea.
Is that not Outlast?
No, I don't think so because it was a 2D side scroller.
Hmm.
It's not Wild Woody.
This, I don't know what then. But yeah, Outer Wilds, I love that shit. It is honestly my like favorite game. I've never played a game since that's like caught me so engrossed in it. Like honestly, like I was really surprised when it drew me in as much as it did. But yeah, not gonna talk about the story because that's for on stream. But what about you? What about you, Sev? What's a game that you really like that isn't as well known? Or
Well, I
you?
can go with the simple, I can go with the simple one and just say that oh yeah, because like you could argue, I say one of my more obvious picks like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2 is like you could argue, but it's Pokemon, it's not okay, but it's also a spin-off version. Love that game. Played that, showed that to you because I loved it.
Hmm.
The music makes me happy. But for going with I suppose a lesser known game, and I say lesser known, it's cult, but I mean you know what it is. Fucking love the shit out of Brutal Legend, let me tell you.
Yeah, I could probably play that on stream.
If you don't know what that is, it's the funny Jack Jablinski games, but what if RTS and heavy metal and rock music?
Yeah, it's a game that stars Jack Black.
You play as Jack Black, and he's hilariously ripped.
He's a roadie.
Yeah, um, what's that? Do you know that cartoon where it's like that heavy metal band?
Uh,
Like the main character's like this long-haired, black-haired guy who's like they like say fucking brutal a lot. And there's a joke like, clearly none of you have a relationship with your father. I have a relationship with my father. Fucking love my dad.
no clue what you're talking about.
Right, but that show on Adult Swim had like a fucking advertisement of it because it's like, oh yeah, well, it's a heavy metal show, so it kind of would make sense for it to cross over with have like a heavy metal game advertisement.
Hmm.
Garfield Kart, that's a classic.
Garfield Kart.
I haven't played. I wouldn't want to play it to be honest. That's like Rain in the fake voice. I can't stand the excessive on. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm doing that.
What, your fake voice?
I say fake, but the additional art. I feel like I'm putting too much emphasis onto some words.
Hmm. I mean, I don't think you are. Maybe I'm
Like,
not.
like cheeseburger.
Cheaper.
If anyone's in the chat, I want to know what's like sides on me with this. Ordering McDonald's just to get chicken selects. I think that's stupid. I think that's a silly idea.
Why
Like,
you,
why not?
why are you calling me up?
Because you like, I want to get a burger. Can I have 15? I want to get McDonald's. Can I have 15? Like, to get burger, right? 5 chicken selects.
Well, not 5 chicken selects, because that would be like, what's 5 times 50 chicken select? That'd be 50 chicken pieces. That's 25.
Like, why would it's like, oh yes, I'd like to go to Five Guys and I'll get the hot dog.
No, but the chicken selects are better than the burgers.
Even the
Also, if
burgers are
anyone
pretty
here is
good.
actually in America, they don't have chicken selects over there, so they don't know what we're talking about.
I'm sure they have some kind of like fucking equivalent of it. It's like, like, oh yes, it's like I go to McDonald's and I order myself like I'll order myself fucking a 20-piece nuggets instead of a fucking Big Mac meal. You don't get the meal with the fucking chicken nuggets though. That's kind of cringe.
Yeah, but you get the chicken select meal.
Yeah, it's like burger.
The
It's
chicken is
got
better than the burgers.
it's more filling. It's got carbohydrates. But like the chicken's just covered in like breading. Like that's not as much of a carbohydrate as a sesame seed bun. First of all,
Yes,
so
because
it's
you're
like
going to fucking Burger King because you're, an advocate for its health. Not Burger King,
because
McDonald's.
you want energy. Carbohydrates are energy. You don't like eat a shit ton of pasta for its health benefits. You eat it for energy. Carbohydrates are slow release energy food. Bread is a carbohydrate.
You're a carbohydrate.
Yeah, you're a ragu.
A what?
A ragu.
The fuck does that mean?
You're a sauce.
I'm saucy.
No, it means I can spread you thinly on things.
What does that mean?
It means everything you want to mean, but also not.
Uh-huh.
It's a threat. I'm going to kill you. Kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to use this pressure washer to end your life. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it has to be.
Finally.
Standing here, I realize you were pressure wash.
I missed. Yes, Dash. There's a few bits that we've missed so far.
Oh, trust me, you don't want to see you don't want to see the other side of the house.
How you doing, Dash? It's nice to see you.
Fortunately, the stream didn't start early enough for people to hear me singing about how stinky you are. Dodged a bullet there,
I'll kill you.
and you weren't even there for it. You went to get a drink.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I had a good rhythm going. I'm pretty proud of myself for it.
I'm sure you are.
Yes. What do you take pride in insulting my boyfriend? Oh, Bella.
Shalom. Anyway, other games that aren't as well known but you really like.
Worms.
Yeah, because Worms is a very
But
underappreciated
like,
franchise.
I really enjoyed the actual like what 3D ones that actually you played in a 3D grid, not like a 2D side scroller.
Yeah, I like those ones.
Yeah, but they don't really exist anymore. Like to a point, it was like one of those things like I was always convinced when I say always convinced when I was a kid, like Ape Escape. Told you this story. I'm dead certain where I always knew it was a thing because my siblings played it, and I like always remembered the bomb shape. But anytime I'd ask them about it, they would tell me that a game like that never existed, and I made it up.
Why would they do that though?
I don't know, but like for the longest time, I was like trying to find out anything about Ape Escape, and the only information I had was the funny-looking bombs, and apparently I made it all up, and it never existed. I was like, it was like really weird. It was like, when I found, it, I was like, I couldn't find it. So I was like, This must be a really unknown game. I was like, oh no, there it is. It's in PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. You know, I just wanted to know about the funny monkey game.
No, gaslit by the family.
I just wanted to know about the monkey.
The funny monkey man.
Oh, the funny monkey man go, ooh, ooh, woo!
Whose toes are those?
Here's that grandpa's toes. Ooh, ooh.
Is it dinner time? I'm trying to think of other games.
That's all the dog.
What?
Um, so I'm not. I'm pretty sure I listened to it. I used to own a Mega Drive. I just didn't know all the names of the games on it. I say I used to own a Mega Drive because my older brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided that because me and my younger brother liked playing it too much, he had to bin it
I
with all the games.
I see.
And it's kind of like sad now because like, oh yeah, I don't really have that much from like my adoptive father. Luckily, he's still around, and you know who I'm talking about because it's the only real term I can say refer to him as like his adoptive father because that's
Hmm.
his role he took. And it's like like he like there was this game on it that was effectively like like you would roll a dice and it would determine a level based on it. And my younger brother and I never passed level one, but there was this boss fight you could roll into with this big orange humanoid creature just called Curry, and me and him, my brother, would lose collective shit every time he showed. I was like, "It's Curry!" Yeah. Just at the sight of this orange man who was about to fucking annihilate us because for our crime of simply getting a specific dice roll on the first level. It was great. I don't know what that game was, but I just love it. Like, I just remember it's like I love that silly little memories of like it's curry, yeah.
Curry is real.
Can we get much curry? Had the original like Sonic games too. Toe Jam and Earl, oh, I love that. My brother and I would also like play that, and we would never really get that far. We just like liked playing it, and there was always like, "Oh yeah, I want to play as Toe Jam. I'm not the fat one." And I looked myself and I was like, "Hee hee hoo hoo, oh hee hee hoo hoo." I like Toe Jam and all. They're cool. They say such cool things like jamming.
And I haven't heard of Toe Jam and all.
You really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a you problem. But it is actually on Xbox One. It's something I considered buying. It's just one of those. I don't know if you can actually play it online. Because of course it is a Mega Drive era game.
Yeah, if that's the case, then probably not.
Yeah. Like it's like Time Splitters, if you ever played that.
Nope.
It's one of those like oh, it's one of those I would like to play that. Okay, again, more like childhood Sev stories. Time Splitters was a cool game. If you ever played it, you know that. But there was a game mode in it known as Fire Monkey Tag. Um, the of course the premise of it is there are a bunch of monkeys. They're on fire and they're going to tag you. I was terrified of that game mode. Like it genuinely terrified me because this thing like it's not like it's a bunch of like monkeys going to tag you that are just on fire. They're screaming. There's hordes of them. All you see is these flaming balls of monkeys with their arms up in the air as they're charging you, and they know the layout. You're not hiding from them. They're getting you, and all you can hear is the screeching of monkeys as they approach. I was horrified of them.
Monkey.
I thought it was I genuinely thought the point of the game mode was that it was a horror game.
But now
Like
you
I
play it now,
was
it's just
horrified.
monkeys.
I don't play it now. I'm on. I don't have time to just do. But two, I just like one of those things. Like I can't. It's like monkey no. Like it was great. I'm terrified. Voodoo Vince. I love that game. That's also an Xbox. It was an original Xbox game. It's one of those fucking like platformers. And it's like, oh yeah, it's about a voodoo guy. He's called Vince. He's Voodoo Vince. Oh, Wild Woody. And he's cool. He's he's a fun game. It got remastered for Xbox One.
You know what I miss? The fucking Avatar games that you get on the Xbox 360. Games that you play
Yeah,
with your avatar.
yeah. No, I've thought about Doritos Crash Course, Castle Miner Z, which you own.
And we still have to play it.
What other like cool fucking like? I remember Doritos Crash Course. There was like this Wipeout game that my like brothers would always play. 'Cause it's one of those things. It's like why do you always play this? Because it's free on the Xbox Live, and we can't buy games. Like now, of course, adults we can. But it's like as a kid, it's like those free Avatar games were the shit. It's like we couldn't get Minecraft, but we could get Castle Miner Z or Total Miner Forged, and that shit carried it.
Castlevania Z was pretty good though.
Yeah, but you never experienced Total Miner Forge in its fucking peak.
Those Kingdom for Keflings or something.
Beautiful Kingdom. Beautiful what?
What other Avatar games were there?
The Last Airbender.
You shut up.
You shut the fuck up. Um, there's Happy Wars, which is also on the Xbox One. There's not an Avatar game, but it's just something I like to play. There's another one of those. It's free.
Free?
Free. Yep. I mean, of course, recently you shown Iron Brigade.
Yeah, that's not an Avatar game though.
No, but it's just one of those like, if we're talking about games that we like that aren't exactly like extreme public knowledge, Iron Brigade was definitely one of them for me.
hmm
Which I mean, you've mentioned that you camp over. You do like its style. It's got some flair to it. It's unique in that sense. It's got some cool enemy designs. You like those, last I checked.
Yeah? Apparently the sidewall isn't done, but I can't see anything that's still to be cleaned.
So,
This sidewall here.
I mean, it is done.
No, not this one. This one. There's still like a little white thing left. And there we go. Other games. I'm trying to think of other games. Games I played on the 360.
Halo.
Hmm?
Halo.
Well, yeah, but that's not exactly an underappreciated game.
Nope, but now it's sad.
Now it's
Tale of
sad.
existence. That was not ironic. That one's just sad. I made a game and put zombies in it. That is another one of those games where it's like, me and my brother never played it. Um, there was a demo, and like the entire premise of the game was just like, it's one of those, think of those mobile ads where like they're just a person and he's like, and there are zombies like swarming you from all directions, and you're effectively just like getting progressively better weapons until you eventually die. That's all it was. But between the there would just be terrible song, just this dude singing of this title of the game, just I made a game with zombies in it, and that's all that me and my brother took away from it. So like, and of course I spoke to him like somewhat recently, and he like told me like, yeah, no, I still listen to that. It's funny.
There's a man who wants to rob the bank, apparently.
Yeah, this is my backstory.
That's you?
No, nose is too big.
Is it?
Yeah, I had ice cream yesterday. It was good. It was Maltesers flavored. I like Maltesers.
Maltesers are good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And that's what I'm saying.
Cleveland.
The state?
Yes, the
It's not a
state of
state.
Cleveland.
It's a city.
It's a state if you're feeling really bad about it. Phil Swift ASMR. Phil Swift shows you the power of flex tape ASMR.
It would just be like Velcro sounds.
Soldiers.
Your microphone is not good enough to pick up whispers.
Funny. In a from a certain point of view.
I do need to get a better microphone myself if I plan to keep on doing this.
Yes. What else you need?
What?
New flex tape.
No. I wonder if
You need
FlexTape is actually good or if it's just the meme.
you need Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, it's like you.
Owen Stark meant no.
There's apparently still something on this roof that I've missed.
A small little dwarf by the name of Charles. It's most critical.
Is he not tall?
Is he is he very much talks about that he's short.
Hmm.
There's like to a point that there's like joke, like the only like exposed video. I say only exposed. Probably like some people like actually tried to make some shit up, but like an exposed video is like if we look at Charlie in this image, he's up to the shoulder length of this guy. This guy is notoriously this tall. Charlie has claimed to be this tall, but that can't make sense if he's at shoulder height with this guy. Meaning Charlie has been lying about his height.
Disgusting.
I know. Think someone really do that? Just go on the internet and lie? Albert Wesker ASMR. He's falling down the stairs. While calling for Chris. Albert Whiskers.
Albert Whiskers. That's his cat.
The menopause is kicking in.
What?
That's the joke. Leon, the menopause is kicking in. She even named one of her cats Albert Whiskers. Please, I need you to fuck my sister, Leon.
Leon.
Leon! 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 You're not Ashley. Sorry.
Chris Redfield would be like, yo, it's me, Chris Redfield.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Chris. Chris Redfield, right back at you with a new boulder punching video. If we hit 5,000 likes on this video, I'll make a part 2. Anyway, let's get right into it. We have a big boulder. I'll call it Jeremy, and we're just gonna get right into it. We're just gonna punch Jeremy.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm really trying to think
Oh,
of more lesser known games that I liked. There was the Barnyard PlayStation 2 game that I really liked for some reason.
have any of you motherfuckers played Beehive Bedlam?
No, I don't know what that is.
I told you about earlier.
Yeah, I'm pretending so I could let you explain what it is to the fucking people.
I just want to know if other people know what it is. Cause it's. You ever played one of the here in the United Kingdom? We had these this specific like channel where you could just play games on them. Like, and one of the games you could play was this game called Beehive Bedlam. It was basically like what's those games where you have like those colored balls and you shoot them at other colored balls to make them pop to prevent them from getting down to the bottom of the screen. It's that, but with bees and their hive and the ball flowers and they timber frames. My Tims.
Not the Tims.
But it had a really good theme. That's the entire reason that stuck in my head. Like, I never really cared that much for it otherwise, because I sucked at it. When you're like a kid, you don't really give two shits about a game that you suck at. Like you could you could play like say The Witcher, which is a good game, but like as a kid, you like die to a fucking fiend, and you're like, this game sucks. I don't play it anymore. That was me with Beehive Bedlam, but God, this song just stuck in my head. That as well.
What are some cool Flash games that you used to play?
Um, I used to be addicted to this Flash game where you played as this Lego bin that would like use Lego to create platforms to reach the recyclable Lego CDs.
Hmm.
I don't know what it was called though, but I liked it a lot. There was also this one where you like played as an elephant, and the point of the game was to like get as many achievements as you could in the game that the game had, like die 50 times. Um, run into, avoid a spike, but then jump back into it anyway to see what happened. Hey, hey, yeah.
There goes the time lapse. I fucking love the shit out of Crush the Castle. Crush the Castle is such a good Flash game. You had like for anyone who hasn't played it, you had a trebuchet and you had to launch different projectiles at physics-based castles. And
Small
mm,
minority. I imagine it's a very small minority of people haven't played that. Like I see like memes of it show up, or the one where like the do 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 theme plays.
but
Uh, Swords and Sandals. That is a flash game that stuck in my head. You played as a gladiator, and you like made a character, and you became a gladiator, and the idea was like, you try to become the best gladiator in all of I'd say Rome, but we don't really know where you actually were. That was fun. Good game. I never beat it because it is a hard good game. I remember like finding out with my younger brother, if you put a comma any point in your name, it would randomize abilities, but positively. So you'd always like go up in stats and receive like high level weapons. And even with that, we still never beat the game.
there was a what was it called?
MMORPG.
What?
MMORPG.
No. Stick Page was an awesome fucking website. All those stick games, like Stick Wars, where you had like the soldiers and the bowmen. Come on, you have to know what Stick Page is, right?
No, I know what it is.
Good.
I'm sure remember like other ones, like a Dinosaur Run was one that I really liked as a kid, where you would be a dinosaur and you ran trying to escape the extinction level meteor that destroyed the dinosaur species.
I'm standing in
And
front
you
of the camera.
and you would like the collectibles was like you were effectively like Noah's arking all the eggs you could, so you were like running through while like the earth was like collapsing behind you, trying to gather like other dinosaur eggs at the same time. And like if you died, which is of course to move too slowly, you would massive earthquake landslide would overtake you, and you would just get the game over thing after like you are extinct. It
Hmm.
was cool.
The
Midnight Motorist, that was a good flash game.
I used to play. There was this thing called Block Swords. I'm trying to think. Those were mostly on like cool math games. If anyone had ever played that, I think it might be a fucking thing in the UK
I
though.
only learned of cool math games when I was in
When you were in what?
college. I only learned of it when I was in college.
Yeah. Yeah, those the mini clip games, addicting games, Congregate, Learn to Fly. Those games were fun with the penguin.
I know learn to fly. Like I'm only like 2.5 years older than you, dude.
Yeah. You ever played fucking the potty racer thing?
Yes.
I love that shit. Turning a fucking porta potty into like a fucking jet.
This is kind of like some of those games. It's like, oh yes, these are needlessly violent. Like the fucking Wacky Boss series is like, okay, what's the point of that? My
Yeah.
brother was like obsessed with this. Um, it was on Pog.com. Yes, before Poggers. Um, called this dude called Duty Man, and it's just all about poops. That's what it was.
Hmm.
I was like, you could put that on a site for kids, and they'd be like, "Yeah,
This is amazing.
yes, 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 yes. This is unreal."
Oh, you ever play fucking Fantastic Contraption?
I don't think so, but if you describe it to me, I might recall if I have.
So you had to get a red ball into a goal, which in the goal is like different sizes and different shapes, and the ball is different sizes and different shapes every level. You got like pieces that you got to. You could work with an unlimited amount of pieces, but you had to get this red ball to the goal, and everything was physics based, and it was really difficult. So like you had like turning wheels, you had sticks, you had rods that could pass through one another. You had like weighted balls that didn't move. It was really difficult, but it was great.
Fireboy and Water Girl.
Never actually played it.
I'm just gonna chuck that to you. Just had no one to play it with.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah. Like my brother and I would play that as often as we could. We never ever beat them. 'Cause that's like the thing when it came to like flash games, especially on like those things. Is like you never had the opportunity to like maintain a save.
some
At
flash
least
games like
no,
yeah.
yeah, like you didn't really get to maintain a save. So it's like you would play Fireboy and Water Girl to try to beat it in one sitting, and if you couldn't, you'd just try again, just knowing what you're doing next time.
Yeah, there was a game called Rotate and Roll, which is cool. Um, but this is like
Dust
another
Powder Game.
hmm?
Dust Powder Game. That was a fun one.
Dust Powder.
Dust Powder Game.
What was it about?
It is basically just you make stuff with a 2D physics, and it was fun.
Sounds kind of like Pyro Sand. Was it like everything's like a fucking like a liquid or a that you poured down into like a like? I'm trying to just
You could make players, so you could build little levels with like and make elemental like effects go off. Like you can fuse, you can put like that. You can put down nitro and then light it on fire, and it'll create like hot wind that'll blow your character around the area.
yeah, that sounds kind of like Pyro Sand. Pyro Sand was like just a big blank sandbox with a bunch of like explosive materials. Like there was C4, oil, uh, nitro was one of them. You could also build with concrete and fill it with water. So I'd like build big dams and then blow them up and watch the water all flood out. Flash games are cool.
Bin weevils,
Hmm?
bin weevils.
Not really a flash game.
No, my brother would play it a lot.
Mushy monsters.
Watching monsters. Got a movie. Or was the bin
Did it?
weevils movie? Yes. Good. I'm surprised you didn't know that. Mushy Monsters has a movie.
Mushy monsters still isn't a thing, is it?
I don't know. It might be. It may not be. I haven't seen it in a while.
Club Penguin.
Penguin, not penguin. No, Benedict Cumberbatch this.
Club Penguin.
Yeah, you said penguin. Little shit.
Okay.
What about Stevie Fry? Um, what else? It's not just like there's just a lot of like quality, no, lack of quality. Like things like there was this game that like my it's called Skull Kid, and it was basically just you were going through an office building, killing people. And I was
Hmm.
like, okay, what's the point of this?
I feel like I've heard of that before. Those Raft Wars. Raft Wars was cool. There was the pizzeria games. What were they called? Papa's stuff. I never
That's
personally played them.
me either. I just see people like make them the McMayo, or no, sorry, Ron's creamy surprise. I was like, yep, I don't need to play this. They've already peaked with Ron's creamy surprise.
Don't think I want Ron's creamy surprise.
You don't get a choice in if you want Ron's creamy surprise. That's why it's a creamy surprise.
I ordered a Big Mac. Oh, too bad.
Here's Ron's creamy surprise. No! What? Who the hell's Ron? Lick my balls. Boom.
What other Flash games were there? There was something on
Um,
Cool Math Games that was called Civic Balls, and it was like you would go around different ancient civilizations, and you'd have to get different colored balls in their respective container. So they'd be like hanging from chains. So you'd have to cut the chains and they'd roll around. So you'd have to like work out how to get certain balls into certain containers. And it was actually kind of tricky.
I remember there was a. So, I gotta talk about the, big old boogeyman of the animal business, Peter. But there was a lot of like fucking Flash games that were made by them, but it never proc to me or my brother what they were. Just like, okay, well, here's a, like they had a Cooking Mama Flash game where you would butcher the turkeys. It's like they're just putting that out there for kids. A Super Mario ripoff where it's about like chickens trying to like free their siblings from KFC. And it's like there was very little like quality. Like I said, quality is like, again, you could like put anything there. Like, oh wow, Cooking Mama. I as a kid loved that. With decapitating a turkey now.
Yeah, didn't you want to do that?
No.
Well, clearly you're the weird one here.
I wanted to learn how to make a chicken nugget. But I remember like my brother and I would put a lot of time into trying to beat this own a McDonald's simulator thing where you'd have to like develop farmland, make sure you have plenty of beef cows and like
I know what you're
electricity.
talking about.
Yeah. Like you'd have to like deforest areas to like try to make sure you got enough stuff, and it's like, but like all you folks almost farm. It was just like I don't even know if there was a win state to that. I just remember my brother and I sinking hours into it.
That's annoying. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It was like a top-down kind of thing.
yeah.
What other Flash games?
I like to play Rebuild a lot. It was like this zombie like game where you would effectively be like trying to reestablish civilization while also like fending off like hordes. That was cool. Can't really talk about like zombie flash games without bringing up Final Stand.
Is that not
Have
the
you
one
done?
that like Markiplier played?
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of games that Markiplier's played. You gotta
Eh,
lower the
do you have
defaults.
any idea how little that narrows that down? I think he played it. It was like
Barricade defense game where
yeah,
you're allocating hours of the night to like say scavenge for supplies, rebuild your barrier for survivors to help you. Like it was hard. Never ever got far, but it was fun.
yeah, yeah.
There's always a lot of zombie games on the. That's the night. There's just always a lot of zombie games in general now. Like they're popular. Who murdering the undead? Who the fuck?
I wonder if they're like.
Zombie games are popular. Meanwhile, we're just watching this fire station. Oh yeah.
I wonder how many zombie games were actually out before Call of Duty made it like a big thing.
I wouldn't even say it was Call of Duty that made it a big thing. Like I'd say it was a joint effort of a Left 4 Dead and Dead Rising, just delivering a 1-2 punch to the market. Because like Dead Rising for the Xbox 360 was like it hit the market hard. It did it well, and then Left 4 Dead came out like in 2008, and that was like that smashed into the market too. Like there was like it's the thing of it is like if like it's something I will do with does a zombie game have infected in it that you would deem as unique? Oh well, that's a special infected. That's a Left 4 Dead special infected.
Yeah.
Like you got like the Dead Island with their like thugs and like other big monstrous entities. Like yeah, but you can smell the Left 4 Dead in it. How they even had references to the characters. You could like fight a thug in it who was literally called Francis, while survivors Zoe, Bill, and were in the other room.
Zoe.
Zoe.
I really
It's like
do miss the older generation of games. There was something really fucking special about games like Halo Reach and like just those 360 games. It really doesn't. If games don't feel, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if the games have been games have definitely gotten worse over the years. But I don't know if it's just getting older or if ga- hmm,
For me, it's like the benefits of the community stuff is like I always have been a fan of the Left 4 Dead franchise. That's not a thing that I hold like close to the chest. But being a Left 4 Dead fan in like the 2009, 2010s, up to 2013 era, like content with of that was ludicrously popular. Like it's the thing, like there's more community for like game. There was more community games back then. Like you release a new game nowadays, and unless it's from a big IP, you're not getting smacked with.
yeah. I miss. Everyone feels like they're at each other's throats nowadays.
I know I am.
Like it didn't. It feels like I know there's always the memes of like kids these days wouldn't last in an Xbox 360 like chat lobby. But I never experienced that.
Yeah, I never got to experience like the true Xbox Live experience. I was never given access to it until like the Xbox 360's lifespan was ending.
Mm. But like even then, like there was something really cool about like you're playing a game of Halo Reach and like you're in a lobby and you get to see everyone's armor and their ranks and you load into a fucking game of Infection. And that was fucking cool. But now it's not like that anymore. Nowadays games are less about making an actual game and more about how can we get people to pay even more after buying the game.
Indie games. That's what it's at.
In games like this.
I thought it was a Square. This was a Square Enix game for some reason.
Hmm.
I mean, it might actually be considering it's got like a Tomb Raider.
They're doing a SpongeBob thing.
Do 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 do. Boom, boom, beep, ba-doo, ba-doo.
I know Dashi is
Oh,
excited for the SpongeBob uh, thing.
are we playing? Are we playing this because you have a friend who likes it?
No, I just wanted to play it because I thought it would be chill. Yeah, I miss our older games. Like I used to play the shit out of Lego Star Wars on the PlayStation 2, and that shit was fun.
Yeah, no, me and my brother would do that like crazy.
PlayStation 2 was great. And PlayStation 2 was what there was that Barnyard game on that. Honestly, was better than it should have been. There was a lot to that game. Like you could go buy fucking decorations for the barn at night. So like shit that you bought from the Gophers would show up in the barn. Like you could buy fucking pool tables and shit, and more people would show up to your barn with the more stuff you had.
Sorry, he ain't no wall here.
How?
Outside or no way go how.
You're tired?
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing wrong with, calling it where you're tired. Let me finish this floor, then we'll call it there. How goes things on the actual building though?
I haven't even touched the roof yet, but you know, the sides doing alright.
That's good. I've just been working away at the tower.
Tilted at the tower. What?
No, that's that floor done. So we'll call it there. If I could stand up. Don't know if I should have done the outside before the inside, but it's looking good.
Yeah. Because the outside they're going to require needing to move the big thingy to get the outside done.
Yeah. But alright, we'll call it there. A bit of a shorter stream, but we did start later, so. Alright. Thanks everyone for coming along. I hope you guys enjoyed the chill conversations about video games and all that. We tried to just make these about the just about talking really, so I appreciate everyone coming along. You want to say something? I couldn't hear you there.
I said hamburger, but in a silly voice.
No, thanks everyone for coming along. I hope you all have a good rest of your evenings, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.